I find myself doing this every week. Yep, she does. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello. I hope that you are doing amazing and wonderful and fabulous. I am Dr. Renita, and I am so excited to be back here with you for week 31 of Leadership Live. Oh my goodness. And if we're in week 31 of Leadership Live 2021, that means that you have made it to week 31 of 2021. So let's give yourself a round of applause. Yes, 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 yes. Because living through this era in 2021, we made it through 2020, and we are still here today to talk about leadership is something to celebrate. And for those of you all like, lady, who are you and what is this? First of all, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. But also Leadership Live. Leadership Live is the sharing of journeys. Back in 2019, I did this completely by myself with 52 weeks. For 52 weeks, I shared journeys, I shared stories, I shared lessons learned, and God put it back on my heart at the end of 2020 to revive this for 2021, but this time with friends. And for the past 30 weeks, I have had 30 friends on here with me talking leadership and all the aspects of it, whether it's business, career, home, life, leadership, whatever it is. We've talked about all types of leadership. And here we are in week 31 to talk about it yet again. And who am I? I am Dr. Renita. I am an educational leadership strategist, which means that I work with growing and aspiring leaders to help them to become more authentic in their leadership, to empower their fellowship, and at the end of the day, make a greater impact on the world. And I do that in small groups. I do that in one-on-one coaching, which is something that is very near and dear to my heart. Big shout out to my coaching clients. Love you. I am also an educational leader. I have served in education for years. I'm a veteran in that arena. I have served grades kindergarten through college. I am also a speaker. I'm an author, the author of While You Are Sleeping, The Perfect Children of All Ages book, as well as Stepmom, Trials, Tribulations, and Triumphs, editions 1 and 2. And that story came from my life because I am also a wife and mother of four. Yes, four children. I birthed two and I own two. And through that journey of owning two children, I say I fed them long enough. I own them. Created the story of Stepmom, and it is a journey that is like the never-ending story, but it is a journey that I have lived through, I would say, somewhat successfully, and I'm so glad to tell that story through Stepmom, Trials, Tribulations, and Triumphs. I am also a mentor, a minister, and I am a queen. Hey, those crowds aren't up there for nothing. I am your current reigning Mrs. Black, North Carolina, as well as the Elite Southern Charms, North Carolina Ultimate Grand Supreme. So I am so glad to be here with you today. And in all of those different realms, I am a leader, and I am so excited to share another leader with you today. She is awesome and amazing. I'm going to go ahead and just bring her on in the stream, and she is Shahane Toler.
Do your dance. I can do your dance right here.
Yes, I am so happy to have Shahane with me here today. Shahane, thank you for saying yes. I am going to step on out of the screen for a second and allow you to tell everybody about you and about our subject for this evening.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Leadership Live. I am Shahane Toler, and first of all, I am a child of God. I'm a wife, a mother, and a fitness instructor, as well as a life coach, and many other things. But today, I want to talk to you about leadership and how it affects you in the home and all around when you're not organized. You cannot be the ultimate leader that you want to be. So, with that being said, being organized is like top key. And some people might say, oh, that's just a cliche, but it's not. So, organization is key to all leader positions. And we're going to talk more about that as we go along and free flow and all that good stuff. So, with all that being said, having a disorganizing home is the first step of not being able to be organized outside the home. So let me take a deep breath and just let it flow here. All right. having a messy home, having a messy car, having a messy purse, having a messy briefcase, having a messy desk creates a messy world inside your brain, inside of things that you truly want to do. And you know that old saying, they say the person that has the messiest desk is probably the most creative person that you will meet. That can be so true, because you have to be creative if things are not organized. You gotta like, oh, where was that paper? Okay, I'm just gonna wing it. I don't know what I was gonna say. So you have to be creative. So that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. You get those things going last minute, or you don't, and you just miss out on some great opportunities. And I'll start out by saying, excellence and walking in God's righteous path, following the word of God, it takes organization as well. Being patient takes organization. Being a mother, being a father, being whatever you may be takes organization. And it starts with just one thing every day. And I always tell my clients, my life coaching clients, the biggest accomplishment that you can get done when you get up is make your bed. Sounds so like, oh, whatever, I'm in a rush or whatever. Make your bed. That is the biggest accomplishment that you can have and the most organized thing you can do for yourself that day. Get up and make your bed. The next thing is knowing exactly what you're going to do for that day. Just don't go about the day and just say, okay, I'm just going to go with the flow. Know what you're going to do. So every morning I get up and I have a plan of what I'm going to do. And some mornings, well, most mornings, it's the same thing outside of my schedule. So make my bed, fix my husband's coffee, or make lunch, or whatever it may be. I open up the blinds at a certain time. Everything has a step. And once you get used to it, it just flows naturally. And you'll find that you're not rushing out to work. You're getting the kids up in time. You're able to actually have a sit-down breakfast. You're able to go to work and be more creative because you have had your space and your time to relax and just breathe for a moment. So having a cluttered home is a way just to just irritate everything. You ever just hit the alarm clock, snooze, 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 and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I got 15 minutes to get to work. And you just jump up and you're like, oh my God, I'm rushing. And then all the lights turn red. Every light turns red. And every person that drives slow, Sunday cruising, jumps in front of you, around you. You can't even get around. Everything starts to happen. It's just like continuing. And then you might spill your coffee on you, or you might put your lipstick on in the mirror and your lipstick spills on your blouse, whatever it may be. But if you start out with organizing your day beforehand, a premeditated day, you'll find that things go a whole lot smoother. You have more time on your hands. It's been a study that shows that when you live in clutter and you don't take the time to organize, you spend more time trying to find things and less time trying to enjoy things. So imagine if things were more organized and you knew exactly where something was, and you don't have to look for it. You can spend more time with kids, with your husband, or going out with girlfriends, or staying late after work and don't have to worry about, oh my God, I gotta clean this up, I gotta pick this up because such and such is coming over for dinner tonight and I gotta clean everything up. You spend a whole lot more time when you are not organized, trying to organize, than when you are organized. You spend more time enjoying life, having fun, just relaxing and breathing and taking in the moment. I remember listening to Joyce Myers, and she said, and I know everybody probably know the grocery cart story. And I always remember that every time I go to the store, and if you park way out and you don't want to be around people, it's not even those cart holders are nowhere near. And you're like, oh man, why did I park out here? I got to take this cart all the way up there to the thing. But it's just that one little step. That one little step is just a sign of excellence. It's a sign of discipline. and obedience. And that helps you, even though somebody else picked those cards up, but it helps you to be disciplined even in your own life, even in practicing, following God's word, even in being a wife and being a mother, being a leader in your business, having organization. So picture your work life. Picture your work life and your employer, right? You go for an interview. You walk into the interview 15 minutes early, but the person that's interviewing you is 15 minutes to 20 minutes late. And then when they sit down with you, they don't know your name. They have no idea. They don't even know where your resume is located. They don't even know when you're going to start or how much you're going to make. But you desperately been working your bottom off just to get to this position and get to an interview for this job. Then imagine getting the job and they never told you how much you're going to make. They never told you when you're going to get paid. And when you go to ask a question from something as simple as where's the water cooler is located, and someone says, oh, it was over there somewhere, but I think they move it. I don't know. That company is not organized, right? And it causes frustration and it causes you like a lack of communication. Well, bring that same scenario into your home. We find as spouses, husbands, wives, mothers, fathers, that we are out being the best that we can, leading outside of our home, but have no leadership inside of our home. So not knowing what your child's next move going to be or what appointments they have coming up, whether you're a father or a mother, it should be some type of communication. Or the bills come in and they're piled up on the kitchen counter because that's where you drop all your mail, along with the junk mail and along with everything out of your purse or wallet or out the car or whatever. And your lights get turned off. Not because you don't have the money to pay it, but you just never looked at the bill because it wasn't in a proper place. So everything has a place. Everything has steps. So I'm going to tell you some steps on how you can get organized. The first thing is we have 24 hours in a day. And out of those 24 hours, if you are a disorganized person, you probably spend about 4 to 5 hours on average looking for things. And that's averaging all together from your car keys in the morning to something in the back of the refrigerator that you knew that you bought, but you don't know where you put it. So take 24 hours and just take a week, a full week, and every hour jot down what you're doing. So set a timer or something and write down, okay, this is what I did this last hour. And then continue, whether it's sitting on the couch, whether it's scrolling on Facebook, because we like that, or playing those wonderful games on Facebook. That's a distraction. And there's nothing wrong with that. But write all that stuff down. Then, after that week has cleared, I want you to sit back and go through every single day and see where you have lost time. And what can you be using that time for? So now if you're trying to get organized, when you were sitting on the couch just playing games, maybe you should take that time and organize a junk drawer in your kitchen, or organize your kitchen counter, separating bills from junk mail, and then throwing the junk mail away, opening up the bills. And if you're a person that only do internet stuff, then stop the mail from coming and just have yourself send an email reminder. But the email mess is a whole nother thing. And go through that day by day. And then once you figure out, where everything is and have every area organized from where you lost time throughout your week and using that time to organize a space. Don't overwhelm yourself trying to organize your kitchen and your dining room, your bedroom all at the same time. Just because you had to take something out of the kitchen and put it in the bedroom, that doesn't mean start on the bedroom or organize that area. Put it down, put it where it goes, then go back and finish the kitchen until it's done. And then go to your next step. Once you get everything in place, figure out what time do I need to get up in the morning to get to work? What's the real time that you need to get up to get to work? Not the quick time, not the, I'm going to get an extra 15 minutes of sleep and I can do my makeup in the car. I can grab something to eat at McDonald's or Starbucks. I can, pack the kids' lunches or buy them something real quick and throw it in the bag and go from there. Not that quick time. Really think about it. If you got up at 4:30 a.m. and had some me time, prayer, meditation, whatever it may be, shower, makeup, and still had 30 minutes to spare before you actually had to leave the home, if something happened, you spill something on your blouse, you still have time to change and iron the blouse. A child forgot something and didn't have time to finish it last night, you still have time to maybe do a quick hurry up, let's get this homework done, or let me review it really quick type of thing. Your husband having a bad day, you still have time to console and comfort him because things are in place and you know exactly what everything is at. You know you still have X amount of time to get to work and still get there 15 minutes early, because when you're on time, you're late, and when you're early, you are on time. And overall organization, it's just knowing what everything is and knowing that everything has a place. And that is not a cliche. It doesn't mean your home has to be picture perfect. It just means I know where it's at. And then I'm gonna close out here, and before Renita comes back in with this. This is just tragical thinking, but we don't want to think tragical thinking. But this is what it is. I remember I had to have a surgery, and I was supposed to be in and out, day surgery, in and out. Well, it didn't turn out that way. It turned into a week-long hospital stay and a life or death situation. So that means I had a young child at the time, and people had to come into my home and take care of my child. And then after I came home, I needed help I need someone to help take care of me. Well, imagine your house, if it's disorganized right now. Imagine your house right now, and you are in that situation. How will someone be able to come in and pick up exactly where you left off? You can't tell them anything because you're either out of it or lethargic, just don't know nothing because you're on medication or whatever, and you can't move. So how will someone be able to take over? So I think about that. If someone was to come into my house and need to fix dinner, breakfast, get my child's clothes or whatever it may be, or grab me something, where would they look? So in that moment, the only thing at that time I had was a crazy junk drawer beside my bed. That was like my creative space, I guess you would say, that cliche word. I just threw everything in that drawer because I needed something that was messy. But I was able to have someone to bring clothes to me and to the hospital, take my child to school, know exactly where everything was. When I got home, they were able to cook because the pots were where they were supposed to, the plates were where they were supposed to be. Everything was simple. The transition was easy. It made it easier for me. It made it easier for the person that's taking care of them. So when you're organizing your home and you're thinking about that cliche, oh, everything needs to be picture perfect, I'm just a go with the flow type of person, think about that. It's not just about you. It's about the people that you live with, and it's about the overall situation of your living in your life. And if someone had to come in, could they come in and just pick up where you left off? Or do they have to figure out where's the end and where's the beginning? So with all that being said, leadership is more than just being in the workplace and going out and, doing all these different things and being a boss. It starts at home. Are you being a leader at home and being organized at home just as much as you are at work?
I promise you, I wish I had a suitcase because I feel like I just filled it up. Like we just packed all that stuff in there, honey. Just pack it all in there. You know what? Don't forget that. Put that in there too. Oh,
Right.
did you get your piece? Oh, make sure you got that because we're about to go somewhere. And we now have all the essentials that we need to get there. So, okay, so let me get right here. I told y'all when we started this 31 weeks ago that I was not gonna let y'all down. That every single week, somebody was gonna bring you something that you needed. And so you didn't need, some of you all didn't know you needed this today. So welcome. I'm so glad you got it. Some of you all have been so busy, worried about being a leader outside of the home. You've been worried about organization for somewhat in some pieces outside of the home in your business and all these other places that where other people are, but you forgot your own house. And we forget, for those of us in this phase, that your first ministry is at home. And if your home life is organized, if your home life is together, if you're leading yourself at home, if you're leading your space, honey, it is going to dramatically affect everything else. So there are 18 million things that you talked about that I want to touch on, but this is one of them. The how you treat the start of your day, how you treat the start of your day changes your whole day. It changes your whole day. And I can speak to this because I am and have been trying to adjust from. But you gotta be honest about where you are. A snoozy, snooze it one more time person. And I have in my mind said I want to be a 5 a.m. get upper. Why do I want to be a 5 a.m. get upper? Because I feel like those people are happier people because they have already adjusted to life before the snoozy snoozies.
The snoozy snoozies. I love that. Snoozy snoozies.
If you are a snoozy, I need you to one, go ahead and be honest with you. Take a moment. I'll wait. Now that you have admitted that you are a snoozy, I need you to throw a one in the comments. Say one, I am a snoozy. Raise your hand. Say I, state your name, am a snoozy. It's okay because you got to know what you are. But I do feel that when I'm thinking about my life leadership and I'm thinking about even the way that I prepare to go and lead others, is that when I am doing that snooze game and I end up on this, oh, I gotta go down. I am now starting my day fussing myself out and everybody else. Because a lot of times, if you are a leader in your home, you set the tone for your home. And if you're at that point where you're like, ooh, in the morning, or first thing, even if your first thing is not morning, and let's be real, some people's first thing is 12 p.m. and it's all right.
That's okay.
But if it's you and potentially anybody else in your house, but even if it's just you and you're starting your day off frantic, how can you expect to have smooth sailing and you are already frantic from the beginning, which is why my desire to be a 5 a.m. get upper is there. I want to be able to get up in the morning and have my moment with the Lord. I want to get up in the morning and maybe, go take my treadmill and then take another shower. Because I take one before I get in that bed, but I would like to take another one in the morning because it just worked out. Because then I can also say, I worked out. It's already happened today. But it's hard to do that as a snoozy because I'm also trying to get every moment of sleep, but it's because I don't get enough sleep on the other end. You see how these things attract each other. Foolishness attracts foolishness. So, but organizing myself to the point where, so this is another point you talked about. You talk about clocking your own time. If I am aware of how I am utilizing time, I won't even say wasting because it's not a waste if I'm choosing to utilize it in a certain way. I'm just not utilizing it maybe for the most productive things to reach my goals. So it's time utilization. How am I utilizing my time? If I clock my own time, people like me and really write that stuff down. Like people do food diaries when they're, having medical issues or desiring to lose weight. They start clocking their food. Well, clock your time. Okay, so when you know something's bad when you have to only put it on one device. So there is this app out with these people who do these short videos. I'm not gonna call the name of what it is, but they do all these short videos, and you can find yourself short videoing yourself for hours. These short videos only accessible on a device that I don't carry with me all the time. But if I get on it, 2 hours are gone. But now I relieve some stress. I have giggled. Maybe I learned a new hack for life or something during that 2 hours, but it's not particularly 2 hours productive towards what I need. But if I chose to organize my life and organize my lifetime and be aggressive over that time and protective over that time because I organized it. How much different of a person, how much more of effective of a person, how much more authentic of a person because I'm not sleepy and mad, how much more empowering I can be to other, how much greater of an impact can I have because now
Right.
I've kept that.
Yes.
You want to talk? I told you my suitcase got full while you were talking. Oh, I packed so many things up for my journey.
Yes.
So can we take a pause there, Shahani? How do you or have you in your journey in this process of your life of getting this together? How do you clock your time?
So I document. And but I don't have to document now because has every day I have a thing that I do, a time that I do it, and I'm used to it now. The only thing that I document now is my schedule, and that's where you've learned what it is you're going to do in the house. Like I have a day that I'm going to do laundry. I have a couple of days that I do laundry because somehow laundry just continues to just go. I don't know. It's like it's a whole bunch of people wearing the same clothes. I don't know. But it's a couple of days I do laundry, but it's from cleaning the bathroom and all that stuff. I have certain things that I do every single day with that to keep things in order. But then I sit down, like I sat down last week and did my schedule because school is about to start. I pulled out the school calendar for the kids and did the entire school year. And I plugged in my dates, and then, I'm on the PTO, so I plugged in things that I'm doing for the PTO. I plugged in those dates and all that stuff. And then all thing I have to do is just add as my schedule changed for work and so on. So I know what my work schedule is for the next 2 months. So I put all those dates in. So anything in between me cleaning and working and school stuff, then now I know, okay, I have this free time. I can watch Netflix and chill, or or I can play my game that keeps bugging me on my phone that says, you haven't played me in a while. You haven't played me in a while. I'm like, you're not going to get me today because you're not in that time frame, So, or I know that I have this free space to do something new, do something different, do something adventurous, but all the way down to my workout schedule. So when I get up in the morning, instead of waiting till I get home to clean up the stuff in the bathroom, I go ahead and wipe down as soon as I'm done with my hair because, you get hair products all over your mirror. You get toothpaste on your mirror and all that stuff. I go ahead and grab that spray bottle and I wipe that mirror down. I wipe the counters down. I pick up stuff off the floor. I go ahead and throw it in the laundry. I have a dark and a light basket. It's already sorted, so that makes it easier. So I can just throw it in because your kids are not going to follow the dark and light. So if I see that my daughter has put something that was supposed to be in the light in the dark, I go ahead and flip it and move it and keep it moving. Make my life easy. I don't have time to fuss at her right now, but I can show her later,
Right.
And so that's typically how I keep track of my day. And if I find myself idle, because you do find those things where you're just, I'm just doing it. And usually, when it happens, right? When you go to the bathroom and you take your phone.
Hello. Okay, so let's also take a pause here for the calls. So we have started fussing at our child about taking her iPad into the bathroom because it makes this bathroom trip, which you just got home from your sweaty activity. Go take a shower. But you had to use the bathroom, which is great because everybody needs to do that. But when you use the bathroom with your iPad, you finish using the bathroom a while ago. But you are still on your iPad because you got interested in something and yet you still have not turned on the shower. Adults, we blame children for this, but we do this. We take a phone in the bathroom and it's unsanitary as that is when you think about it later. But I do a lot of work on my phone. And so a lot of things happen. I can answer emails. I can make a graphic. A lot of things happen in that moment. And I probably should have already finished my shower because
right.
I'm on the phone. So for all of us, We've already admitted some things, and we're snoozies, and you might be a bathroom phoner. If you're a bathroom phoner, maybe, and I'm preaching to the choir. Maybe, we should not need to phone on the toilet. I've heard of amazing artists who say they write most of their music on the toilet or in the shower. But how long are you sitting there if you write a whole song? Oh my goodness. How toilets have become all the rage. People probably buy more new toilets than they ever thought they would, but because they're sitting there so much longer. But if you're clocking your time, you're leading your life, you're becoming more organized with yourself, maybe you would have gotten up quicker.
Yes.
If you
Yes.
had taken the phone. I will tell you that I have chosen, like when I get up in the morning, I get up, I get dressed
Mm-hmm.
before I use the bathroom. Why do I do that? Because if I'm already dressed when I get on the toilet, I sit there shorter.
So
It's
you made
about
a plan.
I don't know how I discovered that one day, but it's because I'm choosing to lead my life in a way where I'm trying to spend less time in unnecessary areas. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need to sit on the toilet for an extra 20 minutes. And my family will laugh because it's my daughter and I, we are devices on the phone. I mean, on the toilet. And I know this is the craziest thing to be talking about on Leadership Live, but it's true.
It's
Um,
true.
and as I'm sure, I know we're not the only ones, which is so this is me being authentically me and being very transparent. But
Right.
it's that the sitting there is a moment where, especially as a parent, I am visited so much. Even in the bathroom, I still get visitors. For all the mommies out there, because I don't think this happens to daddies as much, but it happens to mommies. And you get visitors while you're trying to do things where that should be very personal and they don't care. But it's also a time where I can close the door and it's okay. Like people don't
Mhm.
get overly offended. And it's like, oh, I can be creative in this moment because I had a chance to think. And it's not okay. We got to find other places and spaces for that. But it's just that choosing of time and choosing how you organize and choosing how you lead. Because even in this, if you're organizing how you even get prepared to use a restroom, to take the shower, to get in and out of the bathroom, which should not be a place where you get trapped. But sometimes it's the only place you feel alone and you can be
Right.
alone, which is creating space in your home for that, creating space in your office for that, where you can actually have you go against what Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak are talking about, leaving the door open. Sometimes you want to close the door. I want to close the door
Yeah.
because you can exhale that your creativity flies, right? And so when I walk out of that space, I want to be able to be a greater leader. I want to be a better communicator when I walk
Right.
out of that space, but I've got to even organize my time in that space. I can't relish in it so much because it's the only place I get that. If I organize myself, I organize my space, I organize my time, the opportunities for that can happen more than in the bathroom. So I'm going
Yes,
to
it can.
encourage. Yeah, I
Yeah.
encourage everybody to really take heed of this and really embrace this. Those things I put in my personal suitcase and I'm going to carry with me in the places that I go. I encourage you to do the same because if you want to be the person that doesn't get trapped in the bathroom, a lot of us are getting trapped because it's our place of peace. It's crazy as it is, you're getting trapped in your peaceful place because that's where you're choosing to have it. But if you create those spaces, you create the time for the Netflix and chill, you create the time for the game, you create the time even just to sit on your phone and create the graphic uninterrupted that doesn't have to be on the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be on the toilet. Doesn't.
Right. And just using your time wisely. Like if you're a person that loves TV, so I'll get caught up on a TV show on Netflix. It happens, but I choose that on laundry day on my iPad where I can on my computer and I can take it with me and move around until I have to vacuum the floor and then I have to pause it or whatever. While I'm cooking, I can watch a show while I'm cooking. You can multitask. I listen to books on my Alexa. So people are like, how did you read that book so fast? Well, I listened to it on Alexa while I was doing a whole bunch of other stuff. You
Right.
know, and
Right.
I take notes. I keep a little pen and paper around. That's pretty much in every room in our house. Um, but just if you have organization, you have more time to kill. So usually by 6 o'clock, 6:30, when my husband gets home from work, I have nothing to do. There is nothing to do. So I either can go to bed early, I can chill with him, I can go for a walk, and get another workout in because I already worked out that morning, you know, or just do nothing or do something extra or say, okay, I want to get this done for tomorrow, you know. But once you get your groove and knowing that every day doesn't have to be the same, that's why I find a lot of people when I write out organization lists. So I wrote out a couple of organization and cleaning lists for people, and they're like, oh, you do the same things every day. Well, the only thing I do every day is clean my bathroom mirror, wipe my bathroom counter down, wipe the toilet down. On my way out, as I'm picking up my clothes that I just took off from being in the shower, I do that. And because I'm the last one to use our bathroom. And if you have young kids that can mess up a bathroom, as in like reach the mirror and reach up to grab shampoo, then they need to go and reach that sponge and help you clean. So it's little things that they can do as well to help you get things done. But making yourself a chore list to help you to where you're not cleaning all day, that whole Saturday, we're going to all day get up and clean all day. That's overwhelming. I don't have time for that. On
And
Saturday, I want to go out and play.
right. I mean, okay, so let's be real. We still want to live.
Right.
Right. But I love what you said that when you have organized your time and you actually stick to what you said, you have all this extra time. It is something about sticking to your word. Okay, so leaders, your word is supposed to be your bond, right? So is your word your bond to yourself? How much are you ignoring yourself? And then on the other flip side of that, how much do you expect other people to listen to you when you won't even listen to you?
Exactly.
If you can't lead you, how can you effectively, continuously lead anyone or anything else? You've got to listen to you. Control your time. Don't let it control you.
Right. Exactly. And it helps you communicate better. When you have, like, I can have conversations with my husband, I can have conversations with my daughter, I can have conversations with friends. I can go out and get the mail and have a conversation with my neighbor, know that I don't have to rush in the house and take care of anything. I can actually get to know me, spend time with myself more. When things are in place and you have become accustomed to doing that, then it's there. And I want to touch on one thing, like when you travel. Like we went to Mexico. We went to Mexico for like a few days. And we had a lot of bags. And we spent all day in the airport. It took us from 6 a.m. their time to like 9 o'clock our time at night to get home. Because we had to go through all the Houston stuff and everything. And we came back, we had 2 bags each. What you would think the average person would do what? Come in the house, sit for a little bit, go to bed, and just, or we'll get the bags later. No. I still got the energy right now because things are about to go back to normal when you travel. So you
Right.
either, if you don't plan that extra day in between, which that extra day is supposed to be a rest day before you go back to work and everything,
Right.
go ahead and unpack that stuff. Get them dirty clothes and sort it and put it up. Go ahead and unpack it and put those bags aside and put them where they're supposed to be. And then fall on your bed like this and be like, "Whoa, that was a great trip. I can sleep in tomorrow. Only thing I gotta do is do some laundry like I normally would anyway, because everything else is in place because your home is already organized. You just unpack your bag because one pack bag turned to another pack bag, to another pack bag, to another pack bag, until you start looking for those shoes that you was like, I had those shoes that I wore with this outfit, but where did
And
I do?
where did I put them? Okay,
Right.
so just so you all know that she is stepping all over my street because my daughter just went back and we unpacked maybe one bag. But I will tell you that it changed our whole life because we went from one thing straight into another that caused this other ruckus and uproar. And if we had have just done that, it would be done. And now we have another person in our household going on a trip. It's a lot. So I'm going to say this. Organize it. And if you can't, okay, so this is another leadership thing. If you know this is not your strong suit, find somebody who can do this
That's
with
right.
you.
Yeah.
Did you hear me say for you? No, I said with you. You have got to be involved in the process, or else you
Yeah.
will get lost in the sauce and it will not effectively be done. Find
Hmm.
somebody who can do this with you.
Hmm.
Leaders, what strong leaders do is know their own strengths and weaknesses. If you know this is not your strength, find somebody who it is their strength so they can help you with this process, because it's got to get done. And if it doesn't, you will suffer the consequences of the foolish.
Yes.
You will suffer the consequences of the
You
foolish.
will.
But if you get some help, leaders find help. That's what leaders do. Why do leaders have great teams? Because they know what they can and cannot do. So they get a part of the team who can do it. Or they
Yes.
know what else they can do, but they don't have time to do. So they still find somebody else who can help them do it. Get a team. And this counts even in your home, in your life, in every aspect. You need a team.
Yep. Got
And,
to.
and be honest about your stuff. If you a snoozy, I'm a snoozy. If you are a phone on the toilet, I'm a phone on the toilet. I need help, and I need to acknowledge these things so I can fix them. You won't
Right.
fix what you don't acknowledge. You won't clean what you don't realize is messy. Open up about it. Be real.
Yes. Yep. Make a plan. Make a plan to get organized. Don't try to get organized overnight. It takes baby steps just like anything else, from you starting a business to you starting a new project at work to hiring someone and teaching them the ropes. It takes baby steps. So don't think, okay, oh my God, I done watched this leadership live. I'm about to, everybody, let's do it. We're going to do it all right now. We're going to make a schedule. We're going to do, it's not going to happen like that. It takes baby steps. So just like with the smart plan that you may have at work that you follow, and you have a system, make sure it is very easy, measurable steps that you take. And don't just jump into it blindsided. Start at the most complicated area first, and then work your way to the easiest area. The area that you know you can, like, I can whip that up in like 5 minutes,
Right.
But a complicated area that's for you that is overwhelming, start with that area and don't try to do it in one day. Try to take little steps, unless you have help. If you have help to come in and do it with you, you can probably get it done in one day.
Right.
But then knowing what everything is does makes life so much easier. It makes you feel good when you get ready to lay down on your bed or sit in your living room or go in your kitchen, all the way down to your refrigerator. Now, you know that Chinese food that you got sitting in the back of the refrigerator from 3 weeks ago, that rice is no longer sticky. It sounds like some rocks outside. It's dry. Or that salad that you bought because you was going to start this diet plan and it's sitting in the back of the refrigerator and that salad is now mush. Little things like that. Start making a system to go in your refrigerator and clean it out. Move those appliances around. I pull my appliances out between the 1st and the 15th. As you see, between the 1st and the 15th, not on a particular day, just any time between that time. I want to pull every appliance out in the kitchen and clean behind it. Because you ever went and had to buy a new washer and dryer and you move the washer and dryer, you're like, oh, what is all that back there? Because you never moved it since it's been there.
Right.
And all of that, with the virus going around and all that stuff, all of that turns into dust, viruses, any type of thing, just bacteria, places for bacteria to hide in your home. So not only is it helping you stay organized, it's helping you stay healthy, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because we know our God works in excellence. So leadership does start at home. It starts with just baby steps. Don't try to do it overnight. Pick an area, go from there.
All right. So look, we are going to stop right there. Why? Because if we keep going, you're gonna get more stuff and you're gonna think you can do this in a day. And it's not true.
We gotta
It is
stop.
not true. So there is the point. This is something that is the beginning of a process. You got to do it step by step by step by step, but you got to keep doing it too. It's not something that happens overnight. You do it one time and it's done. No, this is a lifestyle. Organization
Yes.
is a lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
we're going to leave you with that. Their whole, you think about organizational leadership. You a lot of times think about leading organizations, but this is organizing your life, your space, your business, your whatever you own, whatever you do. Organize that so that it can continue to be effective and continue to grow, and you can be effective in it, right?
Yes.
And so it starts off with being open and honest with yourself, knowing what you can and cannot do, being open and honest about what you can see, what you can and cannot see. Some of us
Yes.
can't see stuff. Um, but know that, assess it, and then deal with it and get help if you need it. So I'm
Yes.
going to say this, Shahani, if they want to be in contact with you, what do they need to do?
You can email me at shahanetoler@gmail.com. And that's ShahaneToler And
Yes.
if you want help with organization, I do that for a living. So I can help you out in those areas. But be prepared for honesty and truth.
Oh, she is, and she is wonderful at what she does, and she is very honest and truthful with you, and she will help you process it, and so that it can become an effective lifestyle for you.
Yes.
So, everybody out there, I hope you enjoyed it. Week 31 of Leadership Live. It was all the way live. It was not a topic that you talk about with leadership often, but it's a topic that cannot be ignored. Okay, somebody. All
Right.
right, all right.
Yes.
So I want to thank Shakani once again for being here with us. Know that I will be here again next week for week 32 of Leadership Live with another amazing guest. As always, know that I love you and I'm encouraging you to always, always, always keep your leadership all the way live. I'll see you next week.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.